Alright, it is time to fight this nerd. Bellbearing Hunter of the Dragonbarrow. Should be his full title. I think he does enough damage to get an actual title to his name other than Bellbearing Hunter. Don't tell him I said that, though. Don't want to feed his ego. He bleeds. Well, that works. There's a bleed. Easy fight. Ego destroyed. Hitless. Here we go. We're going Dragonbarrow West. Yeah, it is the toughest one. Toughest Bellbearing Hunter. But I made him look like a chump. Now I'm gonna probably die to either Battlemage Hugues or the Cleanrot dying, just because. Yep, they can bleed. Literally and metaphorically. Altus is not as hard. It's probably the second hardest. And then I'd say Elimer after that, and then Liurnia, then Limgrave. Although I'm not sure about the two Altus ones. I don't know which one's actually harder. You can't cheese Elimer, though. That's the thing. You can cheese the Altus, you can get on the roof, I think, of that shack. Hang on. That's not the right button. This one. What? Can't believe he didn't either. I have the Warrior Jar Shard on and everything. Is it west here or east here? It's west. Thought I was gonna die for a second there. Uh-oh. Oh, I actually took damage. That's, not a great feeling. I feel like if I jumped from any higher, I would have died. Alright, 60 strength. I don't think I'm going higher. I'm gonna start going endurance. Lol at the Fixture page on the Bellbearing Hunters. What do they say? Hey, has Fixture streamed since the whole embedding thing? I know like a couple months ago I remember seeing they hadn't, but I don't know if they streamed since. I'm doubting they have, right? I don't think they have. I doubt they have. Random note saying you can Lion's Claw him when he spawns in, then stun him from the stance break. I know what they mean. Like, you could attack the Bellbearing Hunter before he actually spawns in. You run through the Scarlet Rot stream too? Only New Game Plus. New Game you can't. You, like, trudge through it. Spent 55 on RP today. Sad indeed. Also, I thought I had that as an emote in here. Is it capital S? If it's not, then I guess I don't have it. Do I know the song Oppie Day? No, I have no idea what that is. Can you stop? Jesus Christ. Back here. Let's be real, the note about Lion's Claw is so specific. That's true. That is true. I mean, why would they single out one Ash of War? Use Meteoric Ore Blade as an ult weapon for Warhawks. My Death's poker build. Alt weapon for your Warhawks, dude, really? How do you quit out? God damn it. Speaking on the Fextra Life Embedded Streams thing, I saw on Twitter, like, this dude was bragging about having, I think he had like 100,000 views or something on a stream, but like openly admitted to embedding his stream. It was this really weird cognitive dissonance, right? Like, he knows that he's embedded his stream and he's like claiming, you know, how good it is that he has 100,000 unique views or something. Dude, what is this guy on? I'm gonna die again because I don't know how to quit out in this game anymore. Alright, why am I not doing an L2 on this guy? What does embedded mean? It basically means like you put it on another website or something. So like what Fextra Life would do is they would take their stream from Twitch and they would put it into their wiki. So anytime you open the wiki, Fextra Life got a view. Who's Ava from Borderlands? Oh, she's like this little kid in Borderlands 3 that a lot of people didn't like. I think she was a siren or something. Gotta see the movie? No. Absolutely not. Why they got 50-year-olds as the characters? I don't know. I don't know why they got Kevin Hart to play Roland. Roland's supposed to be like a straight-laced guy. Kevin Hart is like the opposite of that. Godskin Apostle? Yep. That's where we're going. I got Jamie Lee. Yep. Britannis. Kate Blanchett for Lilith. Like, to be fair, the characters are much older in Borderlands 3, but... Oops, I'm gonna fall to my death again. Finally learned how to quit out. Is the movie based off 1, 2, or 3? Oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna die. I don't think I can do much here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can go to my map real quick. Ah, that's annoying. You know what? It doesn't even matter because I'm gonna be respawning there anyways, so I should have just gone there. I didn't get the grace? Why did I not get the grace here? Dude, we're never getting through this tower. Maybe it's a meta joke about the audience? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's inspired by, I'd say, part 1 and 2, because they have characters from both games. But I also don't really know anything about the movie other than characters that are in it. Damage on this weapon sucks. On this one? I think it's fine. I'm just having a bunch of incidents right now. Large number of them. So some people on my recommended say that Borderlands 3 is a disappointment, and they say part of it is because of Ava. And the story is bad. The story is bad. The story is basically there are 2 obnoxious streamers that are trying to take over the world. That's it. That's pretty much it. There's a bunch of like subplots too that some of them are okay, but that's like the overarching theme is you have these 2 twin streamers that are trying to control the bandits. And they're trying to gain, like, all the power, whatever. Just very, I don't know, cringy. And also, it's just gonna be very hard to follow Handsome Jack after Borderlands 2. Because Handsome Jack was a great villain. He was taunting you, like, the entire way. Until a certain point, and then he was just wanted nothing but vengeance, but... He's, like, way more charismatic, I think. Crystal Straight Sword? Oh, really? Is it bad? In Borderlands 2, I'm on the part where Roland is getting kidnapped by a robot. I have to fight a bunch of robots. So you're pretty early on then. Probably like, what, level 10? Somewhere around there. A little higher, maybe. 15? Okay. Yeah, you're probably close to halfway, I'd say. By the time you hit, like, level 30, you'll be most likely near the end. Alright. Then we're going back here, I think. We'll be getting to level 80. You gotta do 3 playthroughs for that. Borderlands 2, you have to, like, maybe even more than that, to be honest. But they have, it's not like Borderlands 3, they made it so, like, you could get to level 50 in 1 playthrough. You didn't actually need to go to, like, essentially New Game Plus. But in Borderlands 2, everything stops leveling around 30 for the first playthrough, and then the second playthrough, everything stops at 50. So if you want to get to 80, you got to go to the New Game Plus Plus. And the grind 80 in Borderlands 2 kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. It used to be 72, that was the old cap. Well, there was another cap. So the original cap for the game was at 50. We'll do endurance. And then they bumped it up to 61, and then they increased it further to 72. But they also gave this thing called overpowered levels, which essentially allowed you to level up without actually leveling up. So like the game would get harder, but you would be at level 72. And then when the final DLC came out, when they announced Borderlands 3, they released a DLC for Borderlands 2 at the same time, and then raised the level cap to 80, and then increased the overpowered level to 10. And I think a lot of people weren't happy about that because like they already had max level characters and they didn't want to grind another 8 levels and the OP levels again. So I mean, I still think I have playthroughs on my channel of me getting to OP 10. Oops, I'm dead. Why am I control? I can't even quit out because my controller disconnected. Well, incidents all over the place. It's still disconnected? It is still disconnected. Why? Jesus Christ, man. I don't know, this cable is like, it's either the cable or the controller's faulty. I'm guessing the cable. And it'll just randomly disconnect if I do like the slightest movement. It's very annoying. Maybe roll next time, idiot. Yeah, Borderlands has a lot of grinding. Struggling with Zero. Zero gets very good late game, I think. Very, very strong. He's a very late game character. Gage is a very early game character. You need like one skill for Gage to be good. And that would be Anarchy. Oh, don't get that. Ah, whatever, it's fine. I'd say Axton and Gage are pretty good early. Main gates. Because they have like summons essentially. You have Death Trap with Gage and you have a turret with Axton. Zero's good late game. Sal's very good late game. Maya and Krieg are just kind of like, Krieg gets a huge power spike around level 30. He's not really weak until that point, but like he gets very, very strong once you get to, I think it's 31, if you go down the middle tree. Maya is just good throughout, honestly. But Sal by far is the best character if you want to just talk in terms of raw damage. And like, it's not even close. Being able to gun Zerk just opens up so many different things. There's like so many glitches and whatnot that you can abuse. Like Margie's cold ham voice as he curses you. Yeah, I think that guy did a really good job with the voice acting in this game. Is this downloadable content? Sal? No, Sal's the Gunzerker. Salvador. Damn, I need 2k to level. The big guy is not big. He's wide. But he's like 5 feet tall. What I think is cool too with Borderlands is like the character heights are actually reflected like with the camera. So like if you play Sal, you're definitely like, you can notice that you're shorter than if you play Krieg or Zero, who are taller. So I feel like that doesn't happen. Like in this game, you can't even change your height at all. Imagine playing a Souls game as a dwarf character or something. Or like a 7'5" giant. Well, I guess we're in the ground now.
I am the Lord of all that is golden. And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays.
A man still can't see. Like, look at this. I got an eye patch on my right eye. And there's only one eye hole here. Wonder if height would give advantage and disadvantages in battle. In this game, maybe. Being taller, or like having longer arms, better range. Your character is 5'11", Godfrey is 6 feet. I think the reason they don't, it was explained in like a video, I don't remember who made the video, but I feel like the reason, or at least from that video, it sounded like the reason they don't make characters like NPCs, well, they make NPCs the same height as your character, but like they don't make bosses the same height. They're usually taller. But it's basically so you can actually see what they're doing. Because if you make those enemies the same height as you, like, it would be kind of hard to tell. You'd be in the way of so many attacks. I wonder if there's a way to... No. Gotta drop down here. I was gonna say if there was a way to, like, skip this part and just jump all the way down to over here. Oh god, don't fall too quickly. That's how they get you. Where are we at right now? +8? +8, okay. 11 flasks. How many golden seeds do I have? 1. I would need another 13, I think, for max flasks. That's a lot. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna get that many. We'll get at least probably 2 more flasks, I would say, for sure. How far into this run are we now? Almost 5 hours. Just over 4, jeez. Like barely into it. Stop blocking, coward. Yeah, I know he's short. Did you just start a new character? Just to check that? And you can see it right away too, because you can check your height on Claptrap. Like you can see how, I guess how much taller you are than he is. And honestly, it really doesn't affect anything. It's just like a cool detail, I think. But yeah, I can't say I'm super excited for BL4, if I'm being honest. Like, the writing of Borderlands has just been getting sillier and sillier ever since like Borderlands 1. And if it's similar to Borderlands 3, then I'm out. The gameplay, like, I still like the gameplay of Borderlands 3. The gunplay and everything is great. And the weapon system is really cool, but they make you sit for like 3 hours of cutscenes and dialogue, which I think it's better now since I last played, but I don't know, still not that appealing. I didn't like the endgame system though, and I don't think it was perfect in Borderlands 2, but Borderlands 3 made me want to play it even less. Like for the most part I did like it in BL2, but you definitely felt like you were limited in what you could do because the game gets so much harder. So you're being the tallest and best character? I don't know, man, I love Krieg. Krieg is my favorite. What does Krieg do? So Krieg has this ability, I think it was called Buzzsack's Rampage, I think is what the ability was. Basically, you just go berserk, and you almost go Hulk mode, right? You get very angry, you lose the ability to shoot, but you gain a Buzzaxe that you just like run at people with. And you get that for like, I don't know what it was, 30 seconds or something. But once you hit level 31, you get a power spike where if you kill something with Buzzaxe Rampage, and it was not hard to kill things with it, you can just like chain it forever, essentially. And you just are like this aggressive machine. It's so much fun. Meme character that actually becomes good? Kind of. Yeah, he is a psycho, I guess. It's like he's got the personality of a psycho, but he just wants to like hit everything with his buzz axe. And you can throw it at people too. You can put dynamite on it and throw it at people, so it does more damage. It was very satisfying. There's an ability. There's an ability that it makes it so like I think you have a 12% chance to hit yourself. So like instead of swinging at a character, you'll just swing at yourself and you'll deal damage to yourself. I think it's called Silence the Voices. It gives you a lot of melee damage. Huge melee damage bonus, but at the cost of hitting yourself every now and then. Sometimes you'll just hit yourself like 3-4 times in a row. Krieg thinking he's Zero? No, the two melee styles of Krieg and Zero are completely different. Completely different. Zero's about like sneaking in and getting a hit and ideally a kill so you can continue deception or whatever it was called. Whatever makes you invisible. Krieg's just like in your face, wants to be hit. They're like polar opposites as far as melee builds go. Old Albus. Gotta kill him. Because he yaps too much.
Please no.
Yes. I say yes. Sorry, man. Yeah, I can't say I remember too much about Zero. I think killing blow is a thing though, so maybe like if things are like low, you just outright kill them. But I honestly don't remember. It's been too long since I played BL2. It's been like 5 years probably. How did he miss? Normally it's 170, then it goes to 1200 when the enemy is low. Yeah, there's some ability I think that does it, but I don't remember what it is. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played. Basically flicks, that's essentially how they work. And you need a lot more gear for Zero than you do for Krieg. Like for one, you actually need an actual melee weapon for Zero. I mean, you don't, but it helps. For Krieg, you don't get that when you're using Buzz Axe Rampage. There's melee weapons, there's like bladed weapons. That will give bonus melee damage. There was one from DLC 1, from the Pirate DLC. I don't remember what it was called though, but I think it gave like 200% more melee damage. I mean, I think that was the highest you could get in the game. It's like some assault rifle or something? I don't remember. It's been a while, like I said. What's next? We got the Spiritcaller Snail. We have a pistol that does 80% more melee damage. There was a... was there like a Moxie weapon or something? I think there was that had a blade or... maybe not, I don't remember. One day in the long future you'll replay Borderlands 2. I don't think I'd ever stream it if I did. So I totally skipped over Borderlands 2, or Borderlands after 2. Does 3 mean the series is over, or will the movie make moves for 4th in Randy Pitchford's pockets? Yeah, I think they're planning on doing a 4th one, for sure. Borderlands is like the biggest thing Gearbox has going for it. And I can't see them not doing it anymore. I think one thing Borderlands always did well was good music. There's so much good music in that game. In all of them, really. I always appreciate a good video game OST, even if I don't like the game. And to be fair, it's not like I hate BL3, you know? There are definitely things I like about it. The story's not one of them. Damn it. crazy to think that if you're new to the stream in like the last 4 months, you probably have never seen me play DS2, which we're gonna be doing next. Did you really play Borderlands for the plot? I mean, not like maybe at first, right? Like your first playthrough, I could understand someone playing for the plot, but I mean, I didn't. I played for the endgame stuff. But there's a difference between not enjoying the story and playing and like actively disliking the story and having to be forced to listen to it and playing. Right? Most of the things in BL2 you could just like skip through if you knew like where to quit out. BL3 just did not have that luxury. I think it does now, but it didn't for a while. Like you couldn't skip cutscenes. That was a huge thing. They just didn't let you do that, and I think they eventually made it so you could skip them. But there would be so many points in the game where you're just like waiting for NPCs to finish talking. Like I get annoyed in this game when NPCs are yapping and I can't do something because it like takes away your actions. Imagine that, but like all the time, you know, you have to go into a room but the door is closed and you can't hit the button to open the door until some NPC stops talking. That was basically Borderlands 3. They gotta finish like their minutes of monologue. We talked about it with my teacher today, how some games get better after release, but they already lose their players. Yeah, it happens a lot. You know, that's why like the first, you know, whatever week or month or whatever of a game's release is like so important, because if those issues are there, that's all people are going to remember. Look at No Man's Sky. That's a game that's come a long way since 2016, but like I think people just remember how bland it was, and how it had just like nothing that it had promised. And there are people who probably still won't touch it today just for that fact, despite how much better it is now. Or Cyberpunk, you know? People will just remember what happened with the early days of it. How it was like unplayable on PS4 and Xbox One. Or maybe just PS4, I don't know. Like so bad they took it off the store. Like that's really bad. It's not like some indie game we're talking about. We're talking about CD Projekt Red, creators of The Witcher 3, a beloved game, having a game pulled from the PlayStation Store. Which is crazy too, because that means like PS5, or maybe did they just pull the PS4 version? I actually don't remember. Or did they pull every version of the game? Another more recent one that I could think of is Jedi Survivor. I don't know how it is now, but I remember that game had like a lot of issues on PC. I don't know if they ever fixed them. But when I think of that game, that's all I'll think about now. I like how far you just lunge forward on the charged R2. What a sight. The Erdtree. Need to get this grace, so we got the Erdtree Burial Watchdog. Then we'll go to Volcano Manor. Am I cooked? I'm taking a financial literacy. I think that's good. Financial literacy is definitely a good thing to take. Why would you be cooked for that? It's your class, but I mean, you want to be financially literate, right? It's a good thing to be. A lot of people are not. Oh god. Ooh, saved. Your class is cooked? Why is your class cooked? Remember the early memes of this armor? Jorge? Anyone remember that from Reddit? That's the guy in the prisoner mask. Jorge. There's almost no one in that class and I don't know anyone. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And once you get to college, that's pretty much college. At least your first year, you probably won't know anyone in your class. Yeah, I think it was when they, you know, after they had showed the first trailer and they had like some promotional images. Jorge was the guy wearing the prisoner's mask. I miss those days where like people were just speculating on what was going to be in the game and they were just making things up. Clave Master Hodier. Things like that. Well, hey, next time FromSoft releases a game, we'll get more of that, I'm sure. I think it's a bit different for DLC because, like, we already know the lore of the base game. To some extent, anyway. And, they showed a lot in that trailer. It's different when they just show a CGI trailer of Malenia and Radon. And that's all you get for, like, 2 years. Still excited for Gank Malenia? Zombie Malenia incoming. Waterfowl, but with no startup time and twice as fast. So she's basically a blender. Did you ever play Borderlands pre-sequel? I did. Not as much as Borderlands 2, but I still probably had like a couple hundred hours in it. That one was made by 2K Australia before they went out of business. And there was a lot of Australian humor. How much did you have on BL2? On Steam, I have, I think, around 2K hours. I have more time in BL2 than I had in Elden Ring, or have in Elden Ring. Although, if I stick with this list, I'll definitely have way more in Elden Ring. I mean, I streamed BL2 for a long time. Most of that was probably from streaming, honestly. I mean, BL2 is good, but it's not going to be for everyone. A lot of people aren't going to like the endgame grinding. Some people just want to do, like, one playthrough of Borderlands. That's it, you know? That's how it is for every game, though. Except for maybe like roguelikes, but anything with a story, right? Like people don't necessarily want to do more than one playthrough of a game with the story. Because they just, you know, might not see it as a game that you can do that in. Or maybe it's just not interesting to them. Same thing with Elden Ring. A lot of people just do like one playthrough of Elden Ring and then never touch it again. Because there's just a lot of games. Oh, come on. Like Yakuza is a game, you know, I definitely could see myself replaying those games at some point, but for me, they're like a one playthrough thing. I probably wouldn't stream what I've already played. But I've definitely thought about doing like 100% on some of those. Doing the Amon fights. I've only done a few of those. Did with 0, Kiwami, and 4, I believe. I haven't done any other ones. Alright, I need to pop something. I think I need like 90k. We'll pop probably Fire Giant. I think Fire Giant's worth 30,000. That should be enough. But yeah, like the thing with BL2 is like, if you're gonna like grind to endgame, you literally have to do what you just did 2 more times. Well, at least 1 more time for TVHM. Not everyone's gonna want to do that. It's a little different with Borderlands 3 because you can get to max level in, or at least like level 50 in one playthrough. Borderlands 3 is long. Plus all the gear farming that comes along with it. If you're trying to get to max level. Guy who I got into an argument on League like a month ago now invited you to a game. It's funny. Whoa, what the heck? I just randomly walked up the thing. Yesterday's pricks are today's allies. That's kind of what I was thinking. Something very similar. Snakes, thank you. Volcano Manor. In the trailer, it definitely looked like there was some volcano-y thing. There's at least lava. I don't know if there's a volcano necessarily. But one of the shots showed like the player walking up like a giant something. Bridge-like substance. And just surrounded by lava. Ow. Nice. Can't believe you can actually run through these terrains in New Game Plus. It's very weird. I agree, it's very strange. And I don't know why, of all the changes you could have made in New Game Plus, that is the one you picked. Not that I don't appreciate the fact that you can run through the lava and the rot and poison, but it is just strange. That's all. All right, let's see. We'll do, I guess, endurance. Actually, you know what? Let's get vigor to 60, and then I don't have to worry about it. Am I the only one who struggles more with the magma worm that's on Gelmir than the one in the snowfield? You know, it's funny you say that because, like, I've timed all the kills for every run, and I think I take longer with the magma worm in Gelmir than the snowfield. Or, like, maybe not, but it's not very different. You would think it would be a lot different, but I'm pretty sure the snowfield takes me, like, a pretty similar amount of time than the Gelmir one. But yeah, I definitely think the lava, like Torny says, I think the lava has a lot to do with it.